say, how much is land out here? Hold on, Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, AncestryLands.com. Wife's back here checking land prices up here in the Portland, Maine area and Yarmouth area where we are. So we're going to run down some figures. If you're looking to own land up here, it's going to be pretty expensive. So go ahead, run it off.
So a residential lot,
right? Residential
5,200 square feet lot for $295,000.
All right, so 500 and how much square feet?
5,000.
5,000 square feet. So that's probably like a 0.12. And that depends on, one of the things you got to understand on a lot like that is how much you're allowed to build on the lot. And don't forget, we talked about that with Lavelle about setbacks. You have to have even on a lot like that, you got to worry about the terrain and then also what's your buildable lot area. So if you're building on a lot, even if it's a perfect square, you have 5,000 square feet, you might have 60 feet on each side that you got to allow so emergency services can get past the house. And then you have to have probably 35 feet or something from the front door to your front, the driveway. So that's a little bit of that. So keep that in mind if you're ever looking at buying land. What's the next house? Next little property?
So this lot is right in a neighborhood, surrounded by a ton of houses. So you have power and water going right there. A 3,900 square foot lot for $575,000.
3,000 square feet?
Yeah, almost 4,000. 3,900.
That's not a lot. Honestly, so to me that doesn't look crazy.
The cheapest one that I found.
No. We'll stay on that one though. What else about that lot? Like, it's probably is it like a very narrow lot or? Get the pictures of it. So that kind of lot, 3,000 square feet. You're probably putting a tiny home up in there, a small like little cottage size.
Yeah, the houses are all clustered together.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's to me. That's going to be a small house that you're looking to come up and stay like a shore house, a small one. You're probably putting maybe 1 or 2 bedrooms in there, and it's going to be small.
And you're looking in your neighbor's window.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, at that point, the only way, if you were to buy something like that 3,000 square foot, that needs to be something that you're written out to pay for that. Otherwise, you're paying for something because you really want to be here or you just have the money. And at that point, you probably could buy something better. I'm not looking at a 3,000 square foot property that's clustered around other homes. And to build it, you're going to have to deal with every little bit of the neighbors complaining about construction equipment getting in and everything else like that. And that's just without me looking at it. I'm just talking about sizes and the advantages, what you're buying, and how you're going to build. You got to think about that. Go ahead. What's the next one?
All right, this one's kind of blowing me away. A 0.7 acre lot.
Okay.
There's nothing nearby, just trees. You're not by the water. You're not by anything. It's $945,000, and that is a price cut from $355,000 down.
Right.
There's nothing around.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding. Why would somebody pay that much for this?
Well, you say nothing around, but how close is it to the shore?
Not.
Okay.
It's not.
So, it's a residential one? Residential lot?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you said 0.7, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably closer to, I'll say maybe 20,000 square feet of land. Rough estimate. And I'm just throwing out figures because 10,018 is 20. It's a 0.23. All right. So you got to figure another. Well, that's 3 times as much. Okay, so it's about maybe 30,000 square feet. So yeah, we're at about 30,000 square feet, which is great. You could put multiple homes up there, more than likely. And again, this is depending on residential, the uses. If you are allowed to put multiple homes up there, then yeah, you potentially with that much, you're talking about maybe putting, I don't know, that's probably Anthony's whole street there. You could probably put a whole street of homes up there, but that's, you want to look at that as maybe selling. Okay, so if I had that property, Phil Davis owned that property, I'm going to go on the market and look at that from trying to sell for builders. I think if you're going to buy that property for $900 something thousand, and keep in mind that that property has been on the market and has a price cut. I mean, they're asking top dollar. It's not around anything. So bigger issues are you're going to have to do a lot with the development. If you look to the left over here, you're going to see that rock. Remember in my book, I talked about that. Once you start driving on the highway and you see where they had to carve out that rock there, you're going to be dealing with rocky soil. So if you're going to be going through and developing, you're not dealing with just leveling out land and clearing it out and making it flat. You're talking about you might have to cut through rock, which is going to drive your prices way up. That's covered in the building section of my book. Remember, I talked about that in Wyoming. It was just like that. It was boulders. But the problem is you see it, that the rocks are in the ground. So if you're going to build a house, you got to clear out, level that land. Those excavators, they're not just moving dirt, they're moving rocks and moving boulders. So it's if you see it on the highway will give you a very good lay of how the general terrain is going to be, in the sense that it took a lot for them to clear this. So if you're going in and developing a plot, you said it's 0.7? A 0.7 like that for 900 something thousand, you want to, bless you, you want to make sure that you have a tons of builders and developers already locked in. You want to make sure that you get a contract. If you, let's just say you're going to go buy that property, right? You want to make sure that you already have a contract ready with the owners, that you're already engaged. You could do an assignment. This one I would never buy in my own title. I would never put it in my own name. I would put it in Ancestry Lands. It would be one LLC. I would do that. I would have an assignment contract where I'm able to assign the purchase of the property to someone else, which means that basically I'm going to take a cut in the middle. I'm going to buy that 900. I'm actually going to do comps. I'm going to look at the area. I'm going to try to haggle down the best price I can to get my purchase agreement, my assignment agreement for that property. All right. And I'm going to give myself enough time to lock that contract down so that way I can feel for my buyers. When I say feel for my buyers, I'm talking about I'm going to give myself enough time to be able to find people that I can sell that property to. And my bigger ones are corporation and builders, developers, any LLCs, which means that you're going to have to do a lot of front end work to be able to get get those buyers in place. You want to already have a contact or a list of buyers that you can go to be able to show them this property and whether it be interesting. So, and you could also look into open area, local areas, or you would be able to probably, I would think the best one is to probably start getting some international buyers too, because sometimes people want just a foothold in America. So international companies, which you can sell land to, they might be looking at your best shot too. So this is for somebody who has a lot of connections, has a deep network, and they know people who can, sign some big checks, because it'd be a good payday. I mean, you could probably clear, the sale price. You're going to take a little bit of chunk for yourself. I mean, I'd be looking at trying to make a profit of close to $300,000 for myself if I was making a deal like that. And of course, you're going to have a contract with the owner, and then you're going to have a contract that you're going to do for the buyer, for the seller and the buyer. And you're going to take a big chunk out of that because you're going to do a lot of that legwork to bring them that property. And it sounds a lot easier, but it takes a lot of legwork. But hey, remember, no risk, no reward. All right. That's all going to be a quick hit for today. That's a little bit on how I would strategy and buy things, my take on land. I may do other videos like this when we're traveling to look at land in the area and what it's selling for, and give you all strategies and tips on how I would purchase those properties. And, we'll have the wife read off some properties she sees in the area, maybe some prices, and we could talk about how you would make money buying those properties. The best way that you can start to get up to speed is to buy my book. The descriptions, the link is in the description section. Getting Dollars from Dirt, Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, written by yours truly, Phil Davis. And that'll give you the understanding of what I'm talking about and get you up to speed. Any which way, folks, thanks for watching. We just left the Portland area, Maine. We're now headed down to New Hampshire, and then we'll be off to Massachusetts. So, folks, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. Remember, own property or you'll be owned as property. Peace.
Have you ever wondered how some individuals amass wealth through vacant land investments? Here's your answer. We introduce the perfect solution: Getting Dollars from Dirt, a beginner's guide to vacant land investments, written by author Philip Davis Jr. and also owner of Ancestry Lands. Uncover tried-and-true strategies and expert advice to navigate vacant land investments, even as a novice. This book simplifies the process, offering practical steps toward financial independence. Learn to spot lucrative opportunities and boost your returns. Getting Dollars from Dirt equips you with the confidence and knowledge for wise investment decisions. Seize this incredible opportunity. Get your copy now and embark on your journey to wealth. Click the link below to order. Start building your fortune today.